Hi, Yava. Today we will design a simple knotted bracelet with some Chinese knotting cord and some gemstone beads. These are 8 mm gemstone beads. I don't know exactly what gemstones these are. I received from a bead haul recently, so I'm gonna use this. For this, you need some beads. Doesn't matter 8 mm or 6 mm or even 10 mm is fine for this project. So you need some beads and some Chinese knotting cord. This is 0.8 mm in gray color. You can use for this because this has a little bit of tan, little bit of brown, and a little bit of black. You can also use black color cord, but I prefer to use gray. You can use anything you want. I already made a stretch bracelet with elastic cord, and I used white. So this is how it will look and this is how it will look if there is knot in between. So this is what it is. I really like stretch bracelets. It's very comfortable to wear, and but I just wanted to show you. I had like a sky blue or sea blue, you whatever you want to call that. This is the blue beads. I was wearing a knotted bracelet, and one of my viewers actually commented that's a beautiful bracelet and would like to see. So these are the beads that I was using for that bracelet. It's just this beads, that's it. Knots and some beads and sliding clasp, sliding knot or adjustable knot, macrame knot. So you need to know macrame a little bit for this project. And also, I'm not gonna cut it right now. I don't know how much I used for the how much cord I used for the project. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work with the spool, take a lighter. That's very helpful. If you don't want to use a lighter, you can also use a thread burner, or you can glue. Whatever you want to do, you can do. So what I'm gonna do is, if you see, some has tan, so I'm gonna position those um, in a manner that it comes in the middle. So I'm gonna start with this bead. So I'm just gonna add beads, and I'm gonna add all the beads, then I'm gonna start knotting. That way, what happens is you don't have to just remove these two beads. You don't have to eyeball. I mean, you don't have to cut it before and waste your precious cord or something. I know cord is cheap. It's always good to take a little bit more cord than less, because um, you can't add cord to certain projects, so you can only utilize the cord that you have. So whenever you're you're doing macrame or so, take a couple of inches more, if not less, right? That way you make sure that you finish the project. Your time is worth the more than the cord. And these Chinese knotting cord, I got these spools from bbcraft.com. They have a wide variety of colors, and 0.8 mm is a standard size. I don't know how much beads I need for my bracelet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to string the beads, and and I'm going to save two beads for see, some are not shiny, some are like matte, so just avoid them, because you don't want to be having there is not a lot of matte, just one, so we don't want that anomaly be there. So I am saving two cords two beads for the end of the bracelet. I'm gonna load everything inside the rest. So all of these goes in. So these two for the end. This one is matte. This one you can use if you want to. I mean, it's up to you, but just wanna, yeah, if I want I will use it later. So I saved these beads. Okay, now I'm going to knot. So I'm gonna just move everything. Just take one bead, add it at the end. This is gonna be our, and do an overhand knot. Okay, move this bead, measure about say 3 inches. So after this bead 3 inches, and then make a knot. So use this. Approximately 3 inches. Now everything is in the cord. You don't have to worry, the beads are not going to go anywhere. So just take this cord, leave ample amount. Okay, so normally I will knot this way. Wrap it around your finger, take this end bead, go through it, right? Just okay, and then tighten it with your fingers, pinch, or you can hold it like this and pull. Then the bead is right next to the, the knot is right next to the bead. So there is one more technique that I want to show you guys. So flip it, then take this entire thing inside, and then see that, that's also perfect. See, there's a small gap. I don't want this gap. In case, I will hold this bump which is closer to the long cord with my pliers and push the other bump down. That will loosen up my knot. Then go ahead and push the knot towards the bead, and there we have the perfect knot. Wrap it around your fingers, take the knotted portion, put it in between the two fingers, and just make sure it's nice and tight. You can also pinch this and pull. So like this I will knot completely. There is also multiple ways to knot. You can use a tweezers. Let me tell you guys how we can use a tweezer. I want the slightest. So take a tweezer. I was using the tweezer nose pliers, but you can use a regular tweezer around the house. Okay, make a knot, a regular overhand knot. Okay, put it down. This is a loop. Don't tighten it. Go through that loop and then hold the part where you want the knot to be, which is right next to the bead, and just pull this tight. Now the knot is right close to the bead, so just wiggle and move your tweezers out. Still the knot is loose, so hold this cord within your hands and then push that knot or shove that knot towards the bead. So here we have our knot. So I like to do my hand knotting technique because you don't need any kind of, you know, what to say, any kind of materials for it or tools for it. So I like this. It comes out perfectly for me every time I do that. See that? That's perfect. So I like this knotting technique. If there is a little bit of a gap also, I'll go ahead and fix that right now, because once you make the next knot you won't be able to fix it. See, there's a little bit of a gap. I'll go ahead and fix that right now. There we go. And also you need to check how much length this is. We need to account for 1 inch for the sliding knot. There we go. So I'll finish this and come back. Hi friends, welcome back. I did this much. It's about, say, 6 inches from door to door, and then this 3 inches is there, right? So now I'm gonna snip off my card. I still have 2 beads left, so always good to have extra than less, right? So here we go. This is where I have one more bead for the end. I think this would do. Melt it, cut it if you want to, and add the end here. Before pulling the knot tight, just make sure that these are, you know, of the same distance, if not less. So I will just not tighten this up, because what I will do is I will just finish the sliding knot and then tighten that up. Then I will know for sure which length I need. So I made the 2 cords crisscross here, and I added it to my knotty tool. You can tape this to the table, or you can use clipboard to have this in and tape the down. You can do multiple ways, and I take about say 8 inches of cord for the sliding knot. So that's my 8 inches. I go down. Okay, I have about the left and right cord. So these are square knots, series of P's and Q's. So I start with a Q all the time. So I make like a Q here. Okay, take the right cord, go on top of the left, underneath, and through this loop, just like that, and hold these 2 ends together. Put your finger down. This is a tip. That way the cord is about the center of the knot is about in the center, and you have equal cords on both sides. And now it is a P. So I turn around, I keep it in a P format, go on top, underneath, and through this P, and then tighten that up, right? So this is our Q's and P's. This is square knot. If you are not aware of the macrame square knots, it's an awesome technique to have in your sleeves. It is very versatile. You can use it with so many different things. You have no idea. And about it, it opens up a lot of options for you, and it is a great thing to learn. And it is simple. It might be intimidating at the start, but it is simple, trust me. You can go ahead and watch the basic macrame knots tutorial in my channel. That will help you with the square knots and the basic other macrame knots. Whenever you are using cord, doesn't matter which cord you want, macrame is something that you would want to know or learn. So I'm just going to make a couple of knots. 1 Q and 1 P consist of 1 knot, and also there is a pro tip here. So if you leave at this point and you walk away and do some other work and come back, and you don't know whether you have to do a P or a Q at this point, you look at your knots where there is a bump. Which side there is a bump? There is a bump on the right side. Then you will have to do a P. So that's the marker for you guys. So now you know which side you need to do the bump, and then which P or Q you need to do for that. So now I'm done with the sliding knot. I mean 3 square knots is more than enough. 1 square knot consists of 1 P and 1 Q. 3 square knot is more than enough for our sliding purposes, but if you have cord, why not, right? So that's why I did it, but you don't have to do it, is all I'm saying. 3 knots is sufficient. So now my cord is small. Cut it by leaving a short tail. You need that to melt. And also take it out, keep it in your hand. Make sure you melt it and press it on the side and not on the center cord, because the center cord needs to be moving. So just make sure it's proper. Press it on the side. Now you know this cord will move in the center. So now bring these 2 cords together. I think I want a smaller one, so I'm going with the short cord out there. You don't need necessarily a long tail, because it's also a hindrance sometimes. So remove this knot. Chinese knotting cord is very forgiving. I really like. You can remove the knot and the cord looks as if you haven't knotted. So that's a good thing. Make yourself a knot again, but this time, wait, this one is short. Okay, I removed the wrong one, but that's okay. That's enough. That's about say right. Go ahead and snip it off, leaving a short tail, and melt it. There we go. So we are done with our bracelet. As you guys can see, it is pretty and it's so simple, and it is adjustable, especially with gifts. If you want to give gifts to people this holiday season, or like generally a birthday party or so, and you don't know the wrist size of the person you're gifting to, then this macrame sliding knotted bracelet is the best idea. You still have the nice effect. You're knotting and you're giving something, handmade, and it is adjustable, and you don't have to know the wrist size of the person whom you are making for. I hope you guys like this tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week, and this is our finished product. We just knotted between every bead, and then we used an 8mm gemstone, and then we have 2 gemstones at the end to pull, and we did a sliding macrame knot. That way it becomes bigger and smaller, and to the wrist size of the person who is wearing it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.